Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to use this time that I had while I am detangling and trimming my hair to talk with you guys. So I guess I'm gonna call this talk and trim. So right now I detangled this half of my hair, but I have yet to trim it. So I'm just gonna do like a quick trim. I'm not really too sure if I want to just trim it as is here in these twists, which I'm thinking about doing because I don't feel like undoing these things, not at all. So, but I want to do this while I talk to you guys. So, just so you guys can learn a little bit about me. So, if you've looked at any of my old crusty videos, I talk about how I started my natural hair journey. Here's my little end of hair. So I'm gonna just add this to like my hair pile. I'll show you guys. This is my hair pile. Oh my gosh. I have not detangled my hair in a very long time. I gotta remember which one that I did. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Okay, it was that one. It was totally that one. Anywho, so back in, I think 2013, I believe, I started growing my hair to become natural. And I did my big chop in 2014. And, you know, ever since then, I've been like trying to figure out how to like grow my hair. Well, my hair was growing pretty well before then. And so I really didn't know how fast it was going to grow. I didn't know if I didn't know anything at all. But I became inspired by watching other natural hair influencers here on YouTube. And like my favorites, I started out watching Chime Edwards. I don't know if you guys have watched her, but she has long, beautiful hair. And she is what convinced me to start my natural hair journey. I also was watching, gosh, I forget what was her name, like Lady T 101 or Lady T. And also I watched It's My Ray Ray, and she mainly does makeup, so I learned how to do makeup from her, but she also really kind of like inspired me when it comes to like just YouTube in general. Yeah, just YouTube in general. But her and Alyssa Forever, like they all were doing hair as well as like makeup and other stuff. They started off with hair, so I really was attached to them. I love It's My Ray Ray. Love her so much. But yeah, Alyssa Forever as well. And I think Bree Hall, I watched her. She had the dopest. When I tell you, I was ready. After watching her videos, I wanted to just shave the side of my head. I wanted the undercut. I wanted everything because she had her hair shaved, and then like she used like a hand blade, like razor thing, to put designs in her hair. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to do that, but I didn't have the guts to do it, as you can see, because I don't have that in my hair, but I would if I had the guts. But yes, so I am done with this side with trimming. So, and I needed to trim very, very badly. So, now the longest part of this video is gonna be just me going through each little section and detangling this hair. But anyways, I love natural hair. It really empowered me, like when I decided to start growing out my hair and then doing the big chop. I really feel like I came into myself a lot more when I did it. And then right now, even within the last like year or so, with me starting to take care of it and wanting it to grow, because my hair had been at the same length for a while. So I really feel like taking care of my hair has really, I don't know, it's done something to me. Like just caring about myself, caring about my hair and how it grows, how it looks. It just makes me feel like more of, I'm becoming who I'm supposed to be. I could just feel that. Here's something that you guys probably don't know. So I grew up here in Florida, and I am a pastor's kid. I think I'm part of the good stereotype though of pastor's kid. Like, there's a bad stereotype, like the pastor's kid is like the wild, crazy kid. But no, I don't think I was that bad. Yeah, growing up, I really was a good kid, even though between my brother and I, because yeah, I'm the youngest. My brother is 6 years older than me, like 6.5 years older than me. And I was like the bad one compared to him, because he was just really good. He was just such a good kid. Like, he didn't do anything. Like, but he literally didn't do anything, and he knows that he didn't do anything. But like, I feel like I was the one that wanted to like push the envelope a little bit, but like I said, compared to other people, I was really good. I was really, really good. But compared to the family that I was in, I pushed the envelope a little bit more. Like I would like stay out like past curfew and stuff. Like, my brother didn't do that. But he didn't really have it as bad as me. Like, he didn't really have like the curfew like me. Like it was the whole boy thing. Like, you're a boy, so like you don't really have the same rules as your sister because your sister's a girl. Like, I definitely had that. And hated every bit of it. Definitely hated every bit of it. But some other fun facts about me. I play 2 instruments, mainly piano, but I'm not really that good at it. I'm all right. But I also, I know back in the day, used to play congas and bongos. I started off playing in church, and what's really funny about that, it wasn't like with a band or anything. It wasn't with the choir. At that time, my church did not have a choir. So this is the church that I grew up in. My dad was a pastor. And being a pastor's kid, you know, you end up being a part of the service somehow, some way. Like, somehow, some way. By the way, this is my aloe shea butter leave-in mixture thing. But yeah, like, as a pastor's kid, you end up being a part of service somehow. It's just kind of like, it just happens. It just happens. So my brother and I, we ended up learning from this guy that taught us how to play. Yeah, as a pastor's kid, a PK, you end up becoming a part of what's going on at church somehow, some way. And so that was our contribution, that we played the congas during I guess while we're singing our songs. And so just think about, I don't know, just think about a hymn, us playing congas to a hymn. Like I don't know, it's just so weird. Like now I think about it and I'm like, we're beating drums, and only drums, to hymns. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. My husband just called me and interrupted this video, but it's okay, guys. I love him because I love that he checks in, which is great. Like, I don't ask him to check in, he just checks in. Oh no, I forgot. Hold on. What I'm doing is, like, I'll comb my hair and then I'll brush it. And then I will twist it. My name Gabby Goops actually comes from a babysitter that I had during my childhood. She was not only my babysitter, but she also was the choir director at the church that my dad pastored. So she used to call me Gabby Goops, and she was like the only person that called me Gabby Goops. I mean, my mom started sometimes saying it because she thought it was cute, but it was basically just her that called me Gabby Goops. And so a couple years ago, she passed away, and since then I changed all of my social medias to Gabby Goops, just in honor of her. And at first I was gonna, like, you know, kind of just do it for a while, but then it stuck. It just felt right to keep my social media handles as Gabby Goops. And I'm actually really happy that I did that, because it's like my way of, like, honoring her. Because honestly, not only did she influence that name for me, but she really influenced how I view music. If you guys don't know, I love music, but I really love gospel music. I love singing. And so my first exposure with music was through her, and watching her lead the choir at church. Like, my mom, she was in the choir, and so that's why I had to go to all the practices. And just watching her direct the choir and her singing, that really gave me a love for music, to where I wanted to become a singer because of watching her and this other woman who played the piano. So the lady that played the piano made me want to play the piano. And I remember praying to God as a little girl, that asking, like, I wanted to become a singer and I wanted to play piano because of them. But yeah, so the little prayer of a kid, you know, of wanting to be a singer, loving music, came from the lady that named me Gabby Goops. So that's why I'm gonna forever be known as Gabby Goops. Okay, guys, you see how much is left? There's so much left. But yeah, you see how I need to, like, cut it? It looks scraggly. It looks so scraggly. So I know I talked about my brother and I mentioned him being older than me, but yes, so I am the youngest out of me and my brother. That's it. We just only have us two. And he named me. I think it's so funny but weird. But yes, he named me. Thank God that I got married. So now we don't have the same exact name. Because he named me after himself. Like, what kind of mess is that? But my parents thought it was cute. But what kind of mess is that? So we basically have like the same first and middle name. His name is Gabriel Daniel, and he named me Gabrielle Daniela. It's so weird. So what's kind of funny about that is that when we were like applying for colleges, like because we both ended up applying to like one of the same colleges. And they were like confused because we had all the same information, like basically the same name and the same address. We had the same everything, right? So like it was so hard getting like applying for college and stuff because they thought we were the same person. So yeah, that's a tip for any parents out there. Don't name to your kids like the same name because it's gonna be hard. But thankfully, like I said, now I'm married, so it's not the same exact name anymore. Which in a way, because it was like that for my whole life, I kind of do miss it because it was like a bond that I had with my brother. Like, even though we aren't twins, it kind of like gave us like a twin vibe. Like, everybody knew us as Gabe and Gabby. Gabe and Gabby. Gabe and Gabby, Gabe and Gabby, Gabe and Gabby. Like, everywhere that we went, like, if I would go somewhere without my brother, they'd be like, where's Gabe? Or he'll go somewhere without me, they'd be like, where's Gabby? Which is really weird that it was like that since we were like 6.5 years apart. But one, my brother never ages. Like, he looks the same. He's looked the same since like high school. Like, he doesn't age. Like, he's 34 right now. Does not age. Still looks like he's like 18. Like, it's crazy. But that paired with just the fact that we were always together, like, people thought we were twins. But yeah, like, I love my brother. He is like I say, he's really dope, and he never ages. He never ages at all. But yeah, we're just like really close. And like I said, I don't know like how it happened. Maybe it was because it was just us two growing up, to where that it was like, you don't have anybody else to play with, so you're gonna have to play with your younger sister. It was something like that. I'm pretty sure that that's how it happened, was because I was the only one there. But he was a pretty dope older brother. Like, I know a lot of people talk about how their older siblings were like bullies. My brother wasn't a bully at all. He was very like protective of me, and like I said, he used to like play with toys and play board games. We used to read the Goosebumps, like Choose Your Own Adventures. We used to read just different books together, but yeah, we used to read Goosebumps. We used to watch Legends of the Hidden Temple together. We just was dope. I don't know. I know other, like I said, other families, their siblings, if they're that many years apart, don't gel like that, but we really did. So it was really fun and interesting. No, Gabe was cool when me and Troy got together. It was funny though that he definitely was like, he was trying to like, see if Troy was legit, so he kind of was like always watching closely, watching like real carefully. He had this like thing going on. He was just like, I'm watching you, brother. I'm watching you. He really had that thing going on. But it's like I wouldn't have liked Troy if I didn't have like the bond relationship that I have with my brother. Because honestly, a lot of the things that Troy's, like his interests, things that he likes talking about, I can relate to them because of the relationship that I have with my brother. So, all right, so speaking of my husband, I know that I probably haven't talked too much. I have a couple videos with him in it, so you guys may know a little bit about me and him. But we actually met years ago, like several years ago, and it took a little while until things kind of popped off between the two of us. He was actually in a relationship for a little while prior to me and him starting to talk. And I mean, I had a couple of situationships, and by the grace of God, somehow, some way, we got together. Even though I always kind of like, I really like admired him a whole lot. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, I actually wrote about him in my journal. like after I met him, like I have this prayer journal that I, write my prayers to God, and in it I was like basically like asking God to like basically I admired a bunch of people that I saw had really close relationships with God, and I listed Troy as like one of the people that I wanted to have like a close relationship, like how it seemed like he had with God. And so like it was just so funny. Like, that man is now my husband, but years ago I was asking God, like, Lord, like the way that he loves you, I want to love you like he loves you. Like, it's just so crazy that happened. But I basically first I was invited to one of my friends there. They had like this concert at their church, and they were like doing music. And so my best friend and I, Susanna, we ended up putting our way to the church in her old car. And Troy, he was one of the opening acts for that concert, because Troy sings and plays the guitar. And so he was singing and playing, and like I thought that he was like just super dope. Like, I thought he was awesome, because you could just tell from that song that he just really loved Jesus. Like, he really loved Jesus, and he sounded awesome too. So but like by the time like everything was over, he was gone. But I basically just like wanted to tell him like, hey, like you're awesome, like you're really dope. And but I didn't get a chance to until like years, probably like probably a couple months later. We ended up running into him at this Christian cafe that was like really popular here in the Daytona area, and he just happened to be there when we were there for this concert. And then I remember I went up to him and I basically told him like how like dope I thought he was, and just how I thought God was really just going to use him in the future. And it like spawned this like conversation that he started talking about basically just what God was showing him just about love and like unconditional love, the way that God loves. And like, oh my gosh, it wasn't about Troy at that moment. Like I was just like so in awe of how much he loved God. And like I remember I left there crying, you guys. Like I was like, he loves God so much, I need to love God more. Like that was that's literally I was like in tears crying. It's pretty embarrassing that I like walked away from him. I just busted out in tears. Man, he had no idea why I was crying. But yeah, I remember I thought he was awesome, and I actually became friends with him like on Facebook. And I remember when he got into his relationship, and like I was like, that girl better love Jesus. She better love Jesus or she's not good enough for him. Like it was really bad. Like I'm ashamed. I snooped the girl's page. It's so bad. It is so bad. And then I was just like, okay, she loves God. You can continue. Like I didn't even know him. Like it's funny. It's so funny to me that happened. Y'all, my video cut out. I'm so mad. Like so mad. My iPhone storage is full. Oh, my husband's home. Okay, well, my phone ran out of memory. I am going to film it. I'm filming it on another phone, guys. If you guys could convince my husband to get me an iPhone 11. But anywho, I was telling you guys about how my husband and I got together. Long story short, without trying to really do it, I slid in his DMs. I saw where he made a post about coloring. He loved to use the adult coloring books to color while he was listening to sermons. And I commented on Instagram that there were the coloring Bibles, and he was like, oh snap, for real, where? And so what I did was I found a link to some coloring Bibles, I think on like Amazon or something, and I went to his DMs and I sent him the link. Since the only reason why I went to DMs is because, you know, on Instagram you can't post links, like clickable links. So that's why I went to his DMs. But I did not expect for him to like really answer back. Like I just expected him to be like, oh, okay, thanks. And that was it. But he didn't just say, oh, okay, thanks. He like really started like talking to me, and I was so shocked. And, you know, since then we just kept on talking every day. That's the gist of how me and him got together. You guys see how janky this bottle is? So I bought this from Amazon, and I don't know about something about this thing, like the plastic or something. I don't know if it's just like, if it's too thin, or if I'm supposed to just like open it up periodically to give it the air. I don't know, but it's really, really janky. But it still works, so I will use it until it breaks down on me. Ugh. Okay, so I am done with my trim. So I guess that I will see you guys in my next video. So have a great rest of your day. Bye.